How's it going? Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Time to get back to this 3-piece handle and this Integral Bowie. So let's roll with it. Here we go. Well, welcome back. Let me get this out of the way and then we'll get on to knife making. So I did my first live stream, which at first kind of bummed me out because all I did last week was sit there and study how to live stream on YouTube using the broadcasting system and how to set everything up, and man, on and on and on. I'd sleep for like 2 hours and then bam, be right awake again studying and working on like my thumbnails and all that stuff. So when I came down here and then like 5 minutes before I went on live, everything just crashed and didn't work. So I'm running up the stairs and running down, getting everything set up. So by the time I got everything working, I was like flustered and didn't know what to say and didn't know what to do. And at first thought, I was like, oh man, I just completely failed. My first try was a failure. And then I realized, of course it was a failure, it was my first time. And if you've watched my videos before, you know I'm always preaching, when you start out something, it's going to be horrible, it's going to be bad. So, but it's hard not to get disappointed and down on yourself and all that. I put up a second video, I'll link both of them right here so you can watch them. They're what they were. But the best thing is, if you subscribe and all that, you can watch my progress as I slowly get better and better, as I learn how to do it more. And I practice and I write things down. The one big thing I learned, start writing things down so you're prepared. Even if you run out of content, you can look down and be like, bam, I know what to do. So yeah, those are my 3 points. The progress I'll make, the theory and practice, how I always say, you know, theory is one thing and then putting it into practice is completely different. Because that's what it was, man. I watched all these videos, I had all the theory down, I had everything perfect. And then I put it into practice and man, it was like, woo. So, alright. I just want to get that out of the way. Go watch the videos. Because now we can see how much I progressed. And you can actually see me starting out something. Because, you know, on the knife making, I was already pretty good at it. And I started doing videos. Oh yeah. And then on the second video, no reverb. I'm not putting any reverb. I'm used to screaming and singing. You know, I've got a second music channel and all that. I don't know why I had too much reverb on it. Alright, rant over. Let's get on this. Alright, so I made this a little bit bigger because I know we're going to have to grind it down some and get it all shaped. But I was thinking, when I make these all together, I can actually bevel this in just a little bit. That way it'll slide up around it. But we're going to have to start shaping these both together. But see how there's that gap and all that? So I figured if we could bevel this piece in just a little bit and slide over that board. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out, we're going to have to set up, we're going to have to get them all figured out and all that. But the first thing I want to do, here's the drawing he sent me. We got to start working on this. I got some 1/8 inch carbide bits to drill a hole once we started out. The first thing I want to do is cut this down some so it's workable. That's where these good old markers come in. So there's our basic shape. Still has, I gotta sand this down a little bit right here. You can see the edges still just a little bit thicker, as you can see. So I gotta go put it on the grinder and get everything flat. I'm just gonna use like a high grit 240 since it's so small, and just hold it and be real careful for it. By the way, if you don't know where I got the idea for this 3-piece, I got it from Murray Carter. If you don't know who Murray Carter is, from what I understand, he was born in America and then went to Japan and studied under a bunch of bladesmiths in Japan for years and years, and then came back here. He was on like one of the first seasons of Forged in Fire, maybe first or second season. Yeah, Murray Carter. does some amazing Japanese knives. So yeah, that's where I got the 3-piece from. Alright, to the grinder, let's get this flattened. So I've never tried these scalloped edge belts, but Steve Miller Knives says I need to try them. And he always giving me good advice so far, so. But just I'll tell you, just because someone gives you advice, you always have to try it for yourself. Like any of these tips that I give you, you got to work them out for yourself too, because what I do for myself might not work out for you. But anyway, here's a trick that a lot of knife makers do for their bevels and for their edges, especially when sharpening. You can put marker on it, and that way you can tell where you've grinded it when you're sharpening, to tell if you're hitting the bevel right or not. I've never tried it on wood, but hey, let's give it a shot. Here we go. This is a brand new 120, so let's see how it works. Alright, just light pressure. I'm letting the belt do all the work. You can see we're basically flat. I got a little bit here to take off, but all the marker's gone. Then I'll go put it on my surface plate to see if it rocks. And then we'll see where we're at. Just a little bit more here. That's another thing. You'll see me go sideways, and I'll keep flipping it over. That way I don't put pressure, because if I'm putting pressure up here and I flip it over, you want to kind of rotate it a little bit or whatever to get everything straight. That's the one thing, it's not metal, so I can't use the magnet to hold it, so you gotta be real careful and just hold it by the edges. And you might even put your finger in, or your fingernails into the belt. I've done it way more times than I'd like to admit. It'll bite you, but these are all the little prices you pay for knife making. Almost got me. Barely slipped out. Alright, here we go. Alright, let me go put it on the flat plate. I'll be back. Well, the side I just did is flat, but the side on the bandsaw isn't, so let me just flatten that out. I think it just needs these edges deburred a little bit. Here we go. I think that's it. Back to the bench. I'll tell you what, these quick releases right here, I got one on my camera. I actually bought 3 of them so I could put, one on each tripod and all that, and just switch them. But this one, I can hang this on the ceiling and then, use my iPhone 3-axis gimbal to kind of pan around as I'm grinding. So I want to put this on the ceiling. Maybe I'll do a project for that for the live stream. But this one right here, it's bigger than the other 2. I got everything on power so I don't have to worry about batteries. But look how big this one is, and look how small this one is. And they're all the same company. Why wouldn't they make them all the same size? I love it, man. Just tighten this little part up right here, and bam, you're good to go. Yeah, I got these LED lights. I got them on each thing, so I just plug them in. You just gotta remember to flip this down before you put it back in. It took me a while. I was like, why isn't it working? And I just did it there too. Then I always take a clamp or something and put it around one of the foot of the tripod so it doesn't tip over. Because they're notorious when they get all that weight on from flipping over. Just a few tips if you want to start making videos or anything like that. These little things I've learned. Alright, then he said, let there be light. I do a lot of shopping on Amazon. I should set up affiliate links, because I know you can get them. So, I just put what I use down in the description, and then you all click on them and I get a little kickback, like 4% or whatever. But let me grow my channel first. Alright, back to knife making. I guess I'm talking a lot to try to get used to live streaming. I'm trying to do like one cuts without editing, but there's gonna be a lot of editing. Here we go. So the important part is you want to make sure when you put it all down like that, it's all flat. That's one thing better about gluing up scales compared to screws. You can have a little bit of giveaway. Oh, no, there's a little gap right there. Alright, let me go sand this down. I got a little bit more to do. But then I'd flip it over. Let me see if this side's good. This side's pretty good. Yeah. So we just need to take a little bit off of this side. So I'm back. If you watched the last video, this was one big piece like this. And I just cut out the middle. So this is factory flat and this is factory flat. Those are going to be my inside. So now we just got to figure out how we want our grains. Do we want... This looks a little bit more colorful. So we want this one down like that. And the middle of this actually seems to have more contrast. So I'm going to put the middle. So this we can use a pencil for. Alright, so just draw this out. So now we got that drawn out. Remember, so this is the right side. Ta-da! Down like that. Flip it over. We'll put it in the middle. Yeah, I think we'll go like that. Alright, let me go cut these out. So this is left. And I'll be back. Check this out. I got the one that clips on. There's the easy attach right there. And then I got this one over here. So when I want to do slow motion, I got this camera right here on the quick release. And I got this on the quick release. Now, before I had the quick release to set all these up, I'd have to take one down, break it down, and set it all up. And because I can't do slow motion with my DSLR because it's only got up to 60 frames per second at 1080p. iPhones shoot at 120. Here's the slow-mo. Haha. And then bam, see like that? My phone's off, finished recording, slow motion over. Put this away, and then I can always exchange it out for the other one, or put that one on the different tripod, whatever we need to use. Now we can put our cant twist on. I like to try to alternate them. One in the back top, and one in the... I'm talking like I've done this before, you know. Never done a three-piece handle, let me make that clear. I'm just kind of going as we go, but so now this shows what we have to do. But it's 4 a.m. my sleeping schedule's all off again, so I'll see you in about a second, but tomorrow for me. Have a good one. Alright, we're back. So in the beginning of this video, I got all this together, and I even grind it down in here. I beveled this out. But I decided to cut that part out because I think I'm going to change this. Just, you know, I was worried about filing this part off and all this. I was worried because this is so hard. I don't know if a file's actually gonna work on it. Yeah, see, the file just skates on it. And this stuff wasn't even hardened. But I'll do that in the next video. Plus, I want to drill a hole. I got some 1/8 inch carbide drill bits, so I'm going to drill a hole in here. What I want to do now is just take this top off so it's even, and then I'll mark it. Then I'm going to take this one piece off and glue 2 of these together, and that way I can figure out what I want to do from then, and hopefully I can find something to bring this down and all that. But let's get to the grinder and flatten this out. Alright, same belt. So we're just gonna flatten this down so it's all one thing so we can mark it and figure it out. I'm not even worried about the back. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and even out the back too. Here we go. I think that's all we need. Now I'm just going to mark it so I can take it apart and we can put it together. I'm not really worried about the bottom because we're going to have to bring it and do some more stuff to the bottom. I just wanted to get a rough shape and get the top so we can mark it and all that. Alright, back to the bench. There we are, nice and smooth. So now I'm just going to take a pencil and mark it across here in a few different spots. Because I want to just glue these two pieces together and then take this off. And it shouldn't, but just in case, I'm going to take this white stuff, you know, the mark off. And put 2 marks with that. Because I don't want that mark off. So that way we'll know always how we can put it back together. But see, this is how I want it. So when I drill a hole here, I can just, you know, once I get these 2 perfect, I can drill a hole through here and then out to this side. And then when I glue this side on, we can just go right through here, right through that, and bam, out, and then pin it all. Then it'll be glued up and pinned. So hopefully that'll work. Here's those little diamond files, and they bite. I don't know how good they're gonna work, but they bite. The problem is with that carbide file guide, I don't really know how to use it. It's new to me, so I'm sitting here trying to use it and trying to learn. And I keep going farther and farther and farther, so before I do that, I want to figure it out. But yeah, this regular file doesn't bite at all. You can see it's not biting. And I didn't even harden this part. I only hardened from here forwards. Let's get this glued up and then we'll go from there. See, so now you know where the marks are. And that's why I didn't just put one. Because just because one line up doesn't mean they all line up. Which we want them all to line up. Let's glue this part and then we'll work it out from there. So we want this flush and we want these all to line up. I want to try to clean this out as much as possible because you know it's going to leak over, but there's only so much we can do about that. Alright, so that's about it for that one. We got that glued up. Then after those two, we can figure out what to do. So you can see I just cut off a little lip on each one, but I might grind that down. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it does fit up and it does work. You know, I just hit it on the edge of the belt, like hit it on the edge of the grinder. I just took a little bit out. So we'll see how it fits up. For now, I'm just gonna wait for this to dry up and then we'll go from there. I just have to figure out what I'm gonna do here. You know, I might try just putting that carbide file guide on and just slowly hit it so I can get it all straight and then see what I can do. Because these little diamond guides, they will work, but man, I don't know how good. And this file isn't even touching it. think that's about it. Let's let this epoxy set up, and then we'll come back on the next video and finish this all up. Got to drill the hole here, and then get everything worked out and drill that hole, and then we'll get it all glued up and shaped. Alright, till next time, thanks for watching. Please like, please comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and as always, take it easy.